My name is Adol Villanueva. I was born in the Philippines, 1933, in the province of Nueva Ecija, and that's in central Luzon. In 1938 or 1939, my family migrated to southern Philippines in the island of Mindanao, specifically the province of Cotabato, where we settled in a place called Pinaring, stayed there for a couple of years, and then I moved to another place called Buluan. A year, not long after we moved to Buluan, the war broke out and we had to run to the jungles because the enemy, the Japanese, were after the civilians. It was hard life growing up. The income being from agriculture, like most of the people back where my family migrated, because most of the immigrants down there were uh, uh, were there for the purpose of land acquisition. That was the program of the government. And so during the war, we experienced hard life. The economy was in shambles. There was very little money, and like most people were driven from their homes into the jungle for hiding to escape the Japanese forces. And that was true to us. In the year 1944 or 1945, when the war ended, we went back to our homes. I went to school in a place called Marbel, Coronadal, and that is in province of Cotabato. I started elementary grades there, and then I finished high school also there in the year maybe 1953. After I graduated from high school, I went to Manila to enroll in the University of the Philippines School of Fisheries, but I didn't like the course that I thought I liked so much, and so I gave it up. I went back home, stayed there for another year, and after a year of staying home, I decided to go back to college. This time, I went to the city of Baguio, the summer capital of the Philippines. It was nice and cool, it was comfortable, and so I liked the place. I graduated or finished a business degree in 1956 or 57, after which I took the board exams for certified public accountants, which was one of the hardest government exams back then. And I think that it still is as of today. Uh, Luckily, I made it, and in the year 58 or 59, I went down to Manila to settle down, look for a job, and luckily, it wasn't too hard for me to find a job back there in Manila. Uh, I worked in Manila for about 10 years, where uh, I got married there where I was working and had two kids, two boys. And at that time, well, the uh, the problem that came to my mind was the education of my kids. I had always wanted to educate, uh, give my kids a good education. That was very important to me as a father. I didn't want to raise my kids, you know, not having the education that I luckily had the opportunity to have. And so I thought that a Christian education was very important to me, even if you gain the whole world, just like what the Bible says, which I believe so much. If a person gains the whole world and loses his own soul, it's nothing. It's worthless to me. That to me is first and foremost. And so I thought that staying in the Philippines wouldn't have wouldn't not afford me to send my kids, my two kids, to a good Christian school because there was none. And so in 1959, I had the opportunity to come to the United States. And so my wife and I decided to pack up our belongings, sold whatever worldly goods that we have acquired at the time, got rid of all of them, you know, and uh, came to the United States with two uh, suitcases, two kids, one diaper bag, and and that's all the worldly goods that we brought with us. We just found life here in the United States to begin with as a tough one, just like starting from square one, but not having anything, not knowing anybody, ignorant of the situation in the United States. I I had uh, uh, looked for a job. I started looking for a job after I got here, and the first thing I did was go to an employment agency because to me they knew the workplace, they knew where the jobs are. I don't, and so I said even if I had to pay some commission to get me a job, I'll do it. So that's what I did. Went to a employment agency. I got interviewed. They processed my paperwork. But one bad thing, one sad experience that I have, I'll tell you, is the fact that I didn't know where to start when when I was asked that, do you have social security a number? And I said, what is a social security number? I don't even know. I said, this is something that you need to have in order for you to get a job. Oh, is that right? I said, okay. So this employment agent, appointed to me where the office of Social Security was. And so I went out the door and I started to flag down a taxi cab. And he came out and said, no, you should take the bus, without mentioning that taxi cabs here were so expensive. I didn't realize that. So I said, okay, I'll take the bus. And so, in short, I got my social security number. My boss here asked me if I would like to work in California. I said, oh, definitely, this is where I want to work. And he told me that the company I was working for had another plant in the city of Mountain View. He said, if you want to, I can call my friend there. He's the controller, and I'll get you interviewed. I said, yeah, definitely. I want to go down to Mountain View and work here in California. So I came down, got interviewed, and luckily, I got the job. So, and that was back in I think 1915, no, 69, 70. I came down from San Francisco, where I live, to Santa Clara, California, and started working in Mountain View. We were blessed that those things happened in our family, and sure enough, thankful to my God up there that He blessed me with so much. So that's the story of my life here in the United States. We were able to send all our kids to the Christian school, which was our dream, and now they're on their own.